Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Season 2. That's right, I'm in a good mood today. In last week's episode, Callus and Max recovered from the attack from the Ice Fiends and found themselves in a valley of forest, mistaking it for the enchanted grotto. But when they came to the center, they found a dwarf blacksmith, very typical, I know, named Borin, who told them, "No, you are not in the right spot, but I will guide you to the right spot after you chill at my abode. Right, homies?" Anyway, Borin gladly took them in and said, "Hey, take a rest, take a chill pill, and I'm gonna make a sword for you." And he did. After that, they ate some food, rested, enjoyed the hot springs that Borin somehow had, and then he finished the sword for Max, guided the two out to the mountain path, and, well, that is where Max and Callus parted from Borin. But near the end, Borin was trying to give Max and Callus a warning of some sort of person thing in the mountains? I don't know, we couldn't hear it. And that's where the episode ended. We are now on episode 14! Magnus the Mountain Mover! Roar! Walking along the jagged rocky path along the mountains, Max and Callus follow the potentially dangerous road, continuing their search for the enchanted grotto. We're not doing the hop again. While they travel, the two seem to get better acquainted by sharing a conversation of some sort. Let's find out what they're talking about. So the main character of this show is a doctor, a psychiatrist, which is a doctor that studies the human mind and human behavior? Correct. And this character was originally a side character in a previously popular show called Cheers. Yep, his character was apparently really popular, and the creators made what's called a spin-off, but put the spotlight on the doctor this time. What kind of antics did this doctor get into? How is his show different from the one he was previously on? Well, it's like I said. His show followed him in his highbrow ways, where he had the pleasures for the finer things in life that were extravagant and lavish, but was contrasted by his father, who was the main character in the series as well, but he was nothing like him, or his brother. There's a lot more to it that gives the show its charm and making it uniquely funny. I see. And where can I see this Frasier in action? Well, like I said, it's a show, a performance, or in your case, a play or a skit. Frasier is the character portrayed by an actor or a performer. Oh! So, how is it that you can or have seen his performances then? Well, that's where things may get a little more complicated for you, but I'll try my best to explain it. Where I'm from, suddenly, the path that the two are on shakes and rocks from the mountainside fall and roll off the cliff that hangs over them. Max backs to the wall and hugs it, while Callus keeps still and jiggles like Jell-O. Ooh, I like Jell-O. Ooh, hold on. Ooh, that feels good on my back. The shaking continues, and rocks keep rolling over and crashing near the two, but slows down eventually. As the rocks stop falling, Max can faintly hear the sound of a man grunting on the cliffside above him. When the shaking stopped, Max quickly but carefully goes to the edge and looks up to see a shadowy being for a moment before it darts out into the fog that suddenly drops in from overhead. What the heck is that? Who is that? The fog drops and quickly covers the area. Max remains vigilant after seeing the Shadow Man, knowing that the shaking was possibly done by him. Hey, Callus, did you just see that Shadow Man by chance? Callus says nothing as he waits to stop shaking, long after the shaking had already ended. When he finally stops, he looks at Max with a childlike smile. Wow, that massage was incredible. How did you do that, Max? Huh? That wasn't me. That was the Shadow Man I just asked you about. What Shadow Man? Are you sure it wasn't your own shadow? What? No! It's all right, Max. It happens time to time. Happens to me more often than I'd like to admit. Never mind. Let's just keep going. Stick close to me. It's hard to see with this fog now. Max goes to Callus and clings his arm around Callus's and starts walking. Oh, thanks, sonny. I didn't ask for an escort, but it's always nice to help your elders. I'll be sure to give you a treat when we're done here. Ay. Max shakes his head and tries to ignore Callus while traversing through the now difficult, hazardous mountain path. They walk straight for a while and soon round a bend, but the shaking begins once more. Max hugs the wall again and pulls Callus in this time as rocks fall near them. Ah! Callus suddenly screams out in fear. Max looks over at him, all concerned. Oh no, what happened? Callus, what is it? Did a rock hit you? No, this is it! What? It's the end times! Rapture is upon us! Repent! Repent! Max rolls his eyes as Callus goes through another episode and holds him down as the shaking slowly ends. Whew, thank God. I thought the old man got hurt or something. Phew! That one was a little worse than the last. I bet that means we're nearing the end. Maybe if we hurry, we can catch the shadow man that's causing these tremors. Max pulls himself off the wall and drags Callus in tow. Come on, Callus. Callus limply drags behind him like a flag flapping in high winds. Slow down, sonny. They make it around the bend and notice the fog has lowered and their visibility has slightly improved. With visibility slightly improved, Max can see in the distance a path that leads up and towards the light, and it shines through between two separate rock walls. A path leading out! Yes! He smiles, holds onto Callus tight, and they run for it. Come on, let's go, let's go. Whoa! Whoa! Get out of the way! I'm not built for this! Ugh. They make it a quarter of the way, and the shaking starts again. Knowing this, Max held on tighter to Callus and ran faster. Halfway there, and the rocks start to fall like they normally did. Knowing they'll roll over to the side of the path, Max ignores it and pushes forward. Yes! 3/4 of the way there, and the shaking intensifies, and the rocks start to fall more precisely. The Shadow Man is at work here. The rocks crash near him and Callus like they're being thrown. Ah, see, I was right. The second rock is hurled at them, and Max is forced to separate himself from Callus. Oh no! The end is upon us! There it is! The light that'll guide me to the heavens to finally leave this plane and be at peace! Take me there! Run for the light, Callus! It's just up there! Go, go, go! Yes, I shall run towards the light! I'm coming! Just then, a spark of life lit up in Callus, and he ran up the path towards the end of the mountainous road. He ran past Max, leaving him speechless. Holy hell, that old man can run! Look at him go! As Callus nears the end of the path, the rock fallings slowly stop, and the shaking's intensity steadily lowers. Max smiles, thinking Callus's spark may have ended the obstacles. But as good as things were looking up... Hello, viewers. Sorry for the brief interruption, but I feel like I should warn you for what's about to come. What you are about to see is some of the lowest grade editing ever. Due to a lot of made-up BS excuses that actually mask the real reason behind the schlop you're about to see, our editing team had to come up with something to fill in the spot and get the episode going. Otherwise, we would have been behind by 1 whole week! Like it's a bad thing. But in actuality, the world would just keep on spinning. Again, sorry for the interruption. Hope you have prepared yourselves and tried to enjoy, I guess. Now back to our regular scheduled program. A shadowy ball darts out in front of Max and Callus to see. Standing before them is the Shadow Man, with his legs spread over the gap, and with his big, hulking arms open wide for all the world to see. Well, the world being Max and Callus. You get what I meant, right? Callus ignores the lingering threat and sprints up. As Callus nears the exit, the Shadow digs his hands into each mountainside and pulls them together. Yeah, look at how buff he is, closing the path. The mountain closes shut and closes off the only exit for Max and Callus, leaving them trapped. Still delirious, Callus ignores it and runs and smacks into the wall and rolls right back into Max, causing the two to roll back into the fog, only to be stopped by smashing into a rock below. Ow. Callus is knocked out, but Max is all right. He goes to Callus and checks to see if he is all right. Callus, you okay? He's breathing and has a pulse, which is enough for Max, and lifts him up. Okay, he's got a pulse, thank God. Thought I had to do mouth-to-mouth for a second. As he gets up, the shadow jumps down from the closed-off exit and makes its way over to Max. Uh-oh. As it gets closer to him, the fog returns and thickens with each step it takes. Concerned of what is going to happen, Max reaches for his sword that Borin made for him and readies to hold his ground. Attaboy. As the shadow gets closer, a shape takes form. A large, buff-looking man, similar to the size of Yorick, but bigger, if that's even possible. It nears Max, and a deep and oddly sinister laugh rings out. Knowing that the situation has changed from critical to dire, Max drops Callus and grabs the hilt of his sword with both hands and readies to fight whatever may come. 6 feet from Max, and the shadow stops and towers over him. Max looks up, fierce but frightened, while the shadow looks? I don't know. What or how would a shadow look like if it were towering over a whelp? Use your imagination, I guess. The two remain in their stances, one ready to fight and defend, while the other waits. The suspense is palpable. Oh, sorry, thirsty. After a while, the fog dissipates, and soon the shadow is revealed to be a man! Well, that was a little on the nose now, isn't it? A very uncivilized-looking man. Oh, I guess that helps a little. More like someone that hung out in the mountains. Sort of like a... Oh, right, a mountain dweller! Just like the one Borin informed Max and Callus at the end of the previous episode. Oh, okay, now it makes sense. He has a scruffy beard and an old white top and scuffed up pants that were ripped short. On him is a weird expression of happiness or joy. I can't quite make out which because on one hand he looks happy, but on the other he looks like an animal that finally found food after a week of starvation. Oh! It laughs, and Max is confused and lowers his guard a little, but his sword and stance remains. Huh? How do you do there, friend? It's a pleasure to meet you. The mountain dweller happily, I want to say, sticks his hand out to Max. Max lowers his guard and hesitantly shakes his hand. The mountain dweller crushes Max's hand and violently shakes it. When he is done, he laughs again, seeming like he's in a good mood, just like me. As he does, Max cries out in pain over his crushed hand, arm, and shoulder. He quickly reaches into his potion kit and takes out his second healing potion and downs it down. Moments later, his arm heals. You are an amusing little guest, I must say. What are you doing up here on my mountainous path? Max looks up at the Goliath of a man and has a seemingly normal chat with him. My friend and I here met with Borin a couple of hours ago. He told us to follow this path to get to the other side to find what we're looking for. Borin, you say? How is he? Also, what are you looking for? Borin's good. You know how he is, always swinging his hammer away. We are in search of a place called the Enchanted Grotto. My friend here said that there's a sage that can help us with our quest to help the people of Galavandriel. Ho ho ho! That is so boring. But also, did you say the Enchanted Grotto? I know where that is. It's by the mountains on the other side of here. That's great. That's where we're headed. I can guide you if you want. It's been a while since I've left these mountains. I could use some time away from here. Not much else here other than Borin, and we chat plenty. Sure, I guess, but on one condition. And what would that be, my friend? Could you maybe open the way so we can get through? Oh, of course. The dweller goes up the path and Max falls while carrying Callus. Then the dweller grabs the rock wall, digs his hands into the mountain, and pries it open, unveiling the path once more. The three walk through and are met with a nice view of an open field with a nice, cool, and gentle breeze. And in the not-so-far-off distance, thankfully, a local town not too far away. You sure you're okay leaving the mountains for a while? Of course. Like I said, I've been there for too long and wanted to get out. It's nothing but rocks and fog and rocks. Gets boring after a while. All right then. Let's make for a town where we can rest for the night, then we'll go to the Enchanted Grotto first thing in the morning. Sounds like a good plan. By the way, what is your name, friend? It's Max Dougal. What's yours? Max Dougal, pleasure to meet you. Me? I'm Magnus, the mountain mover, and I am very strong. Look at my muscles. Oh no. Magnus flexes his Herculean muscles as he introduces himself. I can tell. I can also tell that you're going to be saying that a lot. And that is the end of episode 14. Thank you for stopping by, folks. And I hope this was a rip-snortin' good time, as Sandy Cheeks would say from that hit show SpongeBob. Or as the French would say, Bob l'Éponge. That's a funny word for saying SpongeBob. Bob l'Éponge. But I think I lost track of what I was saying. Something about SpongeBob, rip-snortin' good time, Bob l'Éponge. I already lost myself. Sorry. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and we'll continue it into the next episode, episode 15. Rah! Why did I do that again? Good night.